What up, world? So I saw Furious 7, the I don't know, sequel to the Fast and the Furious that came out in 2001, but more like the direct sequel slash follow up to Fast and Furious 6, which came out in 2013. It's part of the Fast and Furious, the Fast and the Furious, Furious Fat. You know what I'm saying. It's part of that franchise, man. And let me see if I can remember everybody and get through this cast list in one breath. Vin Diesel, Paul Walker, The Rock, Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese, Ludacris, Jordana Brewster, Jason Statham, Ronda Rousey, Kurt Russell, Tony Jaa, and Jaimin Hansu. I think I covered everybody, and it's directed by James Wan, the director of the at least first Insidious movie. He takes over for Justin Lin, who, when this movie went into production, it was supposed to come out like 14 months after Fast and Furious 6. The untimely, unfortunate, tragic passing of Paul Walker put everything on hold. They had to do rewrites. They almost canceled it, from what I understand. And they got his brothers in to help finish his role, which is really dope on Universal's part, on Vin Diesel's part, on James Wan's part, on everybody, cast and crew, man. And man, just like a little backstory, man. Like, I'm a fan of this franchise, man. Like, the first movie is just Point Break with different stunts. You know what I mean? Instead of skydiving, it's racing cars. You know what I'm saying? Nos and race wars and shit like that. Um, Two was kind of just a cash grab because of the success of one, but it was still was an enjoyable movie. That they took it to a different region. Cole Hauser, Ludacris, Tyrese were introduced. Speaking of that shit, man, how thankful to John Singleton is Tyrese for putting him in Too Fast. If he wasn't in Too Fast, then he wouldn't be in 5, 6, and 7. And on that same tip, how thankful is Ludacris to Ja Rule that Ja never came back for part 2, because Ja will be in Ludacris' part if Luda was never in 2. Y'all know what I'm saying? Not exactly the tech guy, but he be filling that rapper role. Eva Mendes. Oh, Eva Mendes. Tokyo Drift came out in '06, which was a cash grab off of the success of part 2, in my opinion. And that's a lot of people's least favorite, but I thought it was dope. The drifting was dope to me. Um, it was odd that it introduced new characters, and then the way that they ended up doing it chronologically, it was also the first movie Justin Lin directed. The gimmick for Fast and Furious in 2009 was, what was it, old parts, new model, or some shit like that. And that's when Vin Diesel and Paul Walker, Jordana Brewster, and Michelle Rodriguez all came back. And that's what set off the series, this more action movie than racing series now. Because then 5 came out and The Rock was the cop chasing them, which was dope as fuck. And then they had this mutual respect, Vin Diesel and The Rock. And then 6 came out 2 years ago, and Luke Evans was the villain. And The Rock needed Vin Diesel's team to help catch him. And then there was the incentive about Michelle Rodriguez. If you ain't seen the previous entries in the series, I'm giving y'all all kind of spoilers. But as far as Furious 7, it's it's not what the previews make it look like, in my opinion. It's Jason Statham, and he's on a mission as the villain to avenge his brother's passing, injury, getting his ass whooped, whatever. And I mean, you knew that if you seen the post credits from 6, and even the trailers for 7. And then Kurt Russell pops up, and there's a little side mission that they have to do. Nathalie Emmanuel, she's, I think, like the advisor to the dragon chick on Game of Thrones. Somebody comment and let me know if I'm right about that, because I know she's in Game of Thrones. I just don't know exactly who she plays. But there's something involving her that Kurt Russell needs, and Jaime Hansu is in the mix. And then the team has to do this, and Jason Statham still finds his way in it. So that's basically the story. As far as my feelings about it, I mean, this movie specifically, as with the series over the past 2, 5, 6, and now this one, are all over the top in the best way possible. This one, the most, man. This has some of the most over the top shit, like skydiving in the cars out the back of the plane. That's crazy. Driving through buildings. That's crazy. And there's more. Some of it gets real far fetched that you just throw physics the fuck out the window. But you don't care. You don't care what's believable. You don't care about none of that shit because this movie is fun, man. Um, I have thoroughly enjoyed the past 14 years just watching these characters evolve into who they become, get older, go on crazier fucking missions. And like my one little nitpick with this movie is Lucas Black and his character. Other than that, man, like I really enjoyed this movie. I had so much fucking fun with this shit. Um every like real talk, every time Paul Walker's character had a stunt and action scene, I was gasping like, "Oh no shit, oh fuck, what's going to happen to Brian?" Um Fights, man, every fight scene is good. I loved every fight scene, no matter who was in it, man. Vin Diesel, Jason Statham, The Rock, Tony Jaa, Paul Walker, Ronda Rousey, Michelle Rodriguez, Ludacris, and then Tyrese was funny as hell. Luda was funny as hell. Their chemistry is great. This whole cast, you can tell, just like love working together, and like directing styles. Um, you could see differences between James Wan's direction from Justin Lin. There was different things that you could just tell if you pay attention. That you could just tell. And then as far as Paul Walker, the send off was perfect. The tribute was perfect, and it's like there was one time that I could tell it was one of his brothers. But other than that, man, I don't know who was who the rest of the movie. So, man, in my opinion, man, Furious 7 is dope as fuck. It was number 7 on my most anticipated of the year list. It lived up to being anticipated. Right now, it's my number 2 favorite movie of the year behind Kingsman. No post credits, so don't even sit through the shit. I didn't, cause I had intel before I went into the theater, so I didn't even sit through the credits. Um, and I've already read that part 8 is being cooked up. I wonder if Justin Lin gonna come back or if James Wan gonna stick with it. Have you seen Furious 7? What did you think of it? The Paul Walker send off, everything, man. How everything ended. I'm really looking forward to see where this franchise goes. Like I said last week, I'm gonna drop my movie talk video sometime this month on DreamWorks Animation because Home just came out, and then I'll see y'all for my Avengers review next month, man, because there's nothing else in April I want to see. So, find me where y'all find me, man. Like, subscribe, comment. If you fuck with my music reviews, Ludacris and Wale will be up this weekend. Peace.